How you doing? It's a pleasure to meet you. What is your name, and what's your shirt about? What's what you holding?
My name is Terry Lovett. I was the mother of Jalani Lovett, that was killed. My shirt is Justice for Jalani. I've been trying to get the Attorney General of the state of California to open back up my son's case. My son was killed by Los Angeles Sheriff's Department in September 2021. I went up the chain of command to get the evidence that I have. I went to the district attorney. I'm at the attorney general level now, and he just won't talk to me. Every Tuesday, I'm down on 15th and Clay at the state building protesting, trying to get the attorney general. I mean, because he was sworn to make sure the laws would govern equally over the citizens of the state of California. But when it comes to his law enforcement, he won't open up any cases. I'm not the only mother. It's mothers all over the state of California that kids are victims to in-custody death. My son was killed on the third floor in LA County Sheriff in a one-man cell, and they said he was a fentanyl and heroin OD. How do you get fentanyl and heroin when you're in a one-man cell, and to be moved you have to be shackled and handcuffed to go to the shower, to go to court, and have two escorts with you? So now how do you get fentanyl and heroin in your cell? You know, I bought photos from the LA coroner's office that cost me $185 for 74 photos that show my son was beat. They beat my son unmercifully. They pulled his arm out of the socket, you know. And from my understanding, I don't know because I don't live in LA, but from my understanding from other journalists and activists in LA County, there is a gang there called the 3000 Boys that runs the third floor. So I have no choice but to think that the 3000 Boys killed my son. If though no other officers weren't running that floor, I had an attorney when I first started in 2021 that got himself removed from the case. I don't know if it's because of pressure or what, but he got himself took off of my case. And in the beginning, when I hired him, he told me my son had been shot, and I told him no. My son was in the county jail. Don't nobody get shot in the county jail.
That's right.
I didn't mean to say shot, so we gotta edit that part, okay?
Yeah.
But
Beat.
yeah, beat. I have since got other photos that I can't discuss. They're crime scene photos, but you can see so much more damage was done to my son. Brain matter is coming out of his face. Why would brain matter be coming out? Brain matter don't come out your face from an OD. You don't beat yourself up from an OD. You just lay down and die of fentanyl. My son had enough fentanyl in him to kill 5 people. How did he get this fentanyl? My son didn't use drugs. He smoked weed. He drank alcohol. He didn't use. If he used anything, it was a speed, not a doubt. Okay. He just didn't use drugs. You know, I talked to my son 2 days before he died. He was en route to state prison. He had got sentenced to 14 years. Okay, so he was glad to be leaving LA County jail. He never told me of the abuse that he went through. Like, he had his hands slammed in the gates there. I've read psychiatric reports where the psychiatrist said he feared for his life because he had got into it with one of the deputies. One of the deputies up there told him that he should not fight people that feed him. That's a threat. You know.
Threat to starve.
Yeah, so he either bought his food or he didn't eat. You know, they pepper sprayed my son. Why would you pepper spray somebody in a one-man cell? He can't hurt nobody. You know, so that, to me, that's abuse. You know, the doctors had to tell them to let him take a shower to spray the pepper spray on him. That's abuse. You know, they want to try to say that he probably was a problem child. He's a product of East Oakland.
Right. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm about to step.
This is a long story. This is a long story.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna make sure it. Yep. All right. And go ahead. He's a product of East Oakland. He was kind of a problem child.
He was a problem child, but he didn't deserve to get killed by the sheriffs. He got sentenced to 14 years in state prison. The judge didn't sentence him to death. Okay. I talked to my son 2 days before he was killed. and he was en route to state prison. I had just sent him money to put on his books, so when he got to prison, he could do his initial shopping. They killed my son. They knew they were going to move him. They killed him. One of the officers said he threw something on him. Well, anybody that's been to jail know that that's a no-no to throw anything on the officers because they don't know if it's urine or what it is. But my whole thing with that is, you know when you get hired for that job, you know what you up against. If somebody throws something on you, go home and change your clothes. That don't give you the right to kill him. You know, they abused my child, and I will be fighting to the day I die to get justice for my child. You know, I have this flyer in my hand.
Hey, go ahead and explain the flyer real quick.
I need you to help me to put pressure on the Attorney General to open up this case. They have closed. Yes, Rob Bonte. I have did everything. I broke Rob Bonte's outfit. He refused to talk to me. What do the people in California have to do to get the Attorney General to talk to them? I need answers about my son's death. I don't know how my son died right now. This is going on 2 years. And I don't know, and I think I deserve to know how my child died. He died in his law enforcement custody. He needs to open up this case. You know, not just my son, but other mothers. Mothers are grieving around the state of California behind law enforcement killing their children. We pay taxes. I pay his salary for his law enforcement to kill my son? No, I don't think so. You know, for Mother's Day, I'm planning a plan of action. I'm going down there to LA to the Men's Central Jail, and we're going to camp outside Men's Central Jail and spend the night out there. August, I'm planning a plan of action to go and camp outside the Capitol in Sacramento. He needs to answer us. You know, not just ignore us. We pay his salary. Do we want him in office again? Hell no. Would I vote for him? No. He haven't done anything for the people of California. You know, he was sworn into office to protect the citizens. I'm a citizen. My son was a citizen. The Constitution said every American citizen has the right to life. They took my son's life. My son went for 25 years old. You know, that's a child I'm not going to ever see again. I haven't cried. I haven't broke down. I haven't grieved because I'm an angry mother. I'm an angry mother to think that you could just do this to my child and get away with it. Because I will never stop fighting. They will remember Jalani Lovett's name to the day they die. You know, I'm sad, I'm hurt. I have other children, but for a mother to to bury her child, that's not how it's supposed to go. Children are supposed to bury their parents.
So, are you, so this is the LA County Sheriff's.
Yes,
now,
it is.
Last year, a big story broke out about the LA County Sheriff's Department having gangs in the department.
They have 16 gangs. I can't remember all the gangs. The Jump Out Boys, the regulators, the executioners, the 3,000 boys, the 2,000 boys. They have ink tattoos on their bodies. Okay, the board of supervisors. I go to the meetings at the board of supervisors, the LA supervisors. I call in and talk to them about when are y'all gonna close me in Central Jail? It's a dungeon. The inmates get locked back there, and there's no communication with staff. If somebody got sick back there, they couldn't even contact the guards to have them to come and check on somebody that's sick, because there's no communication once they get locked back there. Okay, that jail is like a slave ship. They are doing modern day lynchings down there. I'm reading a book right now that I got from where's my purse? I got from a gentleman at UC Berkeley 2 days ago, and the book is Deaths in Custody. What are we gonna do about this? There's no transparency within the sheriff's department. There's no accountability. They kill our kids and then they go to work and they get checks. They don't get reprimanded. They don't get suspended. They don't lose their jobs. They get go back and they kill another kid. Right now, I think it's every 8 days an inmate is dying in custody in LA sheriffs. That's too many people dying in custody. You don't go to jail to lose your life. You go to jail to do time.
Right.
I've been to prison myself, and I'm not ashamed of it. So I know I have an advantage over other mothers because I know both sides of the fence. I know how the law is supposed to work. I know about climbing the chain of command. I know what they're supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do. And LA is do everything they ain't supposed to do. They do not follow the laws of the state of California, the penal code laws. They give out more time. They hold inmates longer. It takes them 3 days to get you booked in the jail. You know, they have no law that they follow. They have no policy and procedure that they follow. They make it up as they arrest you. You know, I'm going to get them if it costs me my life. I'm going to get, because you took something from me you can't get back.
Right.
And you didn't just do it to me, you're continuously doing it. And it doesn't have to be my son, it could be anybody's son. That person could have was going to help me a week from now. You know, but you done took him too. When the fuck do it stop?
So, I think I told you before we started rolling, I did an interview with Clarice Castle.
Yes, I know her.
How does her work affect your position right now? Because a lot of people wouldn't even know when you say a gang or 3,000 boys.
No, and they have threatened her. They have threatened her, and people had to put protection on her. You know, she's done a lot of work, and a lot of her work is true. All of it's true from what I've seen. You know, all of it. She's been trying to help me. We're trying to get a second autopsy for my son. And so she has been trying to help me. She's reached out to me. And I appreciate it. I have a lot of support in LA. I'm trying to get the support here in Oakland, since my son was born and raised here in Oakland, that I have in LA. I have a lot of people behind me, but there's a lot of people that's scared of the sheriff. Because families, after they kill their kids, they ride by and intimidate them, and use their shotguns and how they jack up their shotguns as if to tell them that they better not talk.
Yep.
The only thing with me is why I keep talking is because I'm not living there. Because if I was living there, they would be did the same. They probably would have killed me if I was living there. Because I'm not going to ever shut up.
Right.
You know, so I probably would be dead. My kids and stuff, they fear for me, but I have no fear because I've done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I've done nothing wrong, and you cannot stop me from talking. You know, and they can fuck with me if they want to, and they might get the best of me. But want somebody going with me, you know, because y'all done took my son. Come on now.
Yeah.
You know, what else do I got to live for? So it's all about catch me if you can with me. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get them. And I've seen the day that I sat on the hill and wait for their kids to come home from school to get their kids. So they better be glad I'm a Christian and in church now. You know, and God say vengeance is his.
Yeah.
You know, because you took something from me. You took my baby son from me. And he didn't deserve that. Nobody deserves to die by the hands of the sheriff. You know, the sheriff they're the judge, they're the jury, and they're the executioners. Without a trial. Yeah. It was 12 deputies around my son when he got killed. 12 deputies. It doesn't even seem like 12 deputies can fit in those little spaces down a tier. 12 deputies, 7 medical people, and 5 MTAs came in. They said they gave my son 3 doses of Narcan. They say they gave my son 3 doses of Narcan. But the pictures that I've seen, his nose was full of matter from the brain. So how could you have gotten narco up his nose?
So, and I hate to take your brain.
I go through this every day, so...
Okay. Well, what I was reading from Clarice Castle's work is that there is initiation stuff you got to do.
They have to kill
people.
somebody or beat somebody black or brown to get into their gangs.
So do you think that this might have been part of that gang activity?
No, I don't. I think my son pushed them to the limit.
And that's just who they were. So
that's just who they was, and they was just gonna show this nigga that he wasn't going. My son was from Northern California, so Santa Rita deputies are different than L.A. sheriff. The stuff he got away with in Santa Rita, he thought he could take down there and get away with it, and cost him his life. And me and his father told him, "You better be careful. You better be quiet. You know he." It was one that was his age, and he was intimidated by my son. My son was 230 pounds. Okay, a lot of them are small. You know, so they felt like, well, they gonna show this nigga something. He think he's smart. They gonna show him something. So that's what they did. They took his life. They had no intentions on him leaving there because he knew too much on them. He was there 2 years to the exact day that he was booked.
Oh, so he probably seen all type of what they do.
Yes.
Okay. So how do people, if they had that flyer, is there a website on there? What is that?
Well,
QR code
it's a
lead to?
website on here for you to sign the petition online.
Yeah.
I have a petition online to the Attorney General. I'm trying to get so many signatures to take to the Attorney General to make them open back up my son's case. The sheriff investigates their own murders down there.
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah, you know, like I went to the district attorney and asked the district attorney why wasn't my son counted, because he wasn't even counted as one of the deaths taking place in custody, and they said they did not go and investigate unless the sheriff called them to come investigate. Well, who's gonna call you and tell you I killed somebody? Come investigate. So they investigate their own murders down there. So I'm trying to get petitions signed so I can take to the Attorney General to, you know, he needs to look into this case.
Yeah.
You know, anybody needs to look into the case to see the evidence. I'm not crazy. I'm not tripping. You know, I didn't believe that they do the things that they do. I didn't believe it myself, but now that I'm defending my own self in federal court, okay? So they have to give me the discovery they would have to give an attorney. So I have a lot of information. I have a lot of evidence that nobody wants to look at. I have called Washington to the Justice Department and told them about stuff that I have. They just turn their head. Everybody just turns their head. Nobody wants to hear about the LA sheriff. I have called the Justice Department in Washington. They just turn their head. They just don't.
What you think? Why they don't want to? Why you think that they don't want to hear anything pertaining to LA sheriff?
Because they fear. Fear.
So and now that we know that it's fear that's behind this, right? Now it's time that we expose that fear.
It's time for it to be exposed. It needs to stop.
Yeah.
It needs to, because next week might be your son. It might be 10 years from now. Might be my grandson. I'm trying to stop my grandson from. I can't help Jalani. Jalani is gone, and he can never come back. But I might can help your kids. I might can help my grandkids by exposing what they do to our children down there, to black and brown people down there.
Yeah. And what's going on down there been going on. It's just
This ain't something that just started.
Exactly, and it's like it's gonna take for us up here to do it because them down there they can't, because they would have been exposed in that manner that it should be exposed.
They scared down there, and if I was living there, I probably would be scared too.
Yeah.
I don't know me. I'd probably be dead.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be dead because I'm not gonna shut up.
Yeah.
And when I go down there, I stand out there with my bullhorn, and I let them know that one day I'll be back.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna ever get rid of me because you took something from me.
Yeah.
You know, you took something from me you can't get back.
Yeah.
So you can't. I feel like I might as well be dead.
Yeah. No, exactly.
You know, you took my baby from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, even though he's a big baby, he was still my baby.
Look.
And so it's all about you know, like I said, they should be glad that I'm a Christian and I'm in church now, because it'd be all about you took mine, I get yours.
Yeah.
You get my dog, I get your cat.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's the mentality that I used to have.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, since I've gotten older, I've grown from that because their kids haven't done anything to me.
Yeah.
But how do they sleep at night? How would you like for somebody to do this to your children?
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, and for our politicians to turn a blind eye to it, now that's what makes me madder than anything.
Yeah.
It's for the Attorney General that is the chief law enforcement.
Yeah.
He can go down the coroner. The Attorney General is the only one that over the coroner or the sheriff. He's the only one that can do anything about the coroner and the sheriff, and he won't fucking do his job.
Yeah. So now we got to put pressure on him.
On him. Yeah, I'm going to go sleep outside the Capitol.
We're gonna put it together. I just want to let you know that we're here to support you. We support justice for Jalani. We support justice for all those that suffer by the hands of the law of violence, and we will continue to push. And we want you to know that Kendall Special Service, CRC, the brother and his organization and his company, we all behind you. We support you 100%, and we want you to know that.
Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you.
All good. It's all good. I'll give you a little. Oh my
Thank you.
God.
Thank you. I've been fighting this for 2 years. I've been fighting this for 2 years by myself.
We got you. We got you.
Post the video. We got you.
We got you. And we gonna put this out here. We got
Put
you.
it out.
Thank you.
I'm Alico Films or Sober Gang Podcast, and I post up and leave it up. You know, I post it.
Thank you so much.
Justice for Jalani. You know, thank you for your interview. And we gonna continue to. I'm gonna give you my info right now, so you can contact me. I'll make sure I send you. And they got another thing coming. You know, I was listening to it. I was like, we need to do this, like, get the Klan out of the LA sheriff. Like, we need to get the Klan no longer welcome, because I know they brought certain people here from the South to do racist policing in a certain area.
I've been with this Arthur day before yesterday at UC Berkeley. The pathologist I'm trying to get in touch with. Because I'm trying to get a second autopsy on Jalani. Because even though he's been buried for 2 years, it's not his tissues or nothing that I want. If he was shot in the back of the head, that hole is still there. The coroner did not write in the autopsy report he had a hole in the back of his head. Like I said, they have to give me all of the same thing they give a lawyer. I have a recording where the homicide investigators asked the deputies, did your hand touch the gun? Why are we talking about a gun and an OD victim? So this second autopsy needs to be done, because there should not be a hole. I got pictures where the bullet was removed out of Jalani's ear. They did surgery on a corpse, and the coroner didn't write that in his report. So this is why a second autopsy needs to be done. You know, because to prove that the sheriff did something and the coroner's covering it up.
So we had to unbury him.
We had to pull it back, and that cost $16,000.
Okay.
That costs $16,000. So I'm trying to get this pathologist right here, Roger A. Mitchell Jr. If I can get in touch with him, since he wrote this book with this man, because they collected all the data on in custody deaths. They're trying to get another check mark added to death certificates where it has to be checked if the death occurred by the hands of law enforcement. So since they're doing that, I figured that if I can get directly in touch with him, that he might do the autopsy. I might just have to pay for to exhume the body, which is only about $3,500, and then send the body to him to Kansas, and he do the autopsy. Because the fact that the coroner didn't put that hole in the back of Jalani's head, I have the picture. You could see the brain matter coming out of his head. The fact that he didn't put that there, why didn't you put that there?
Right.
What are you trying to? Because the coroner supposed to put everything that's wrong with the body.
What's up, brother?
Yeah,
See, and I just got that with my discovery in the last 3 or 4 months.
Wow. So yeah. So he probably knows them. He knows better. The coroner.
Oh yeah, well, the coroner covered up for the sheriff. The coroner and the sheriff. You know, back in the older days, the coroners was the sheriff. You know, so originally the coroner was the sheriff. So, you know, the coroners are not. Coroners don't even have to go to school. Medical examiners have to go to school. Coroners don't have to go to school. You could be a coroner. I could be a coroner. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, so coroners hold a lot. And once a coroner determines a death, people don't like to overrule the coroner. They figure that the coroner is right. But the fact that Jalani got a hole in the back of his head, the coroner didn't write that on the report. Why didn't he?
So where did that information get to you?
It got to me about 4 months ago. It got to me about 4 months ago, and this is how it got to me. It got to me as part of the discovery. Okay, the defense counsel had to send it to me, but they put it in layers, like in computers. I'm not that very computer smart. But I had to open up extensions and extensions and extensions to get to this information. Okay, I didn't have the software to do this, but I have a friend that's a computer hacker that had the software, and this is how we discovered the tape recording where the police is asking, "Did your hand touch the gun?" This is how we discovered the hole in the back of Jalani's head. This is how we discovered the bullet in the ear. Because no, I don't have no software that costs no $3,500. No, I don't got that kind of software. You know, but like I said, my friend is a computer hacker, so she was able to remove the layers that they put on the. You know about when you when you do video, you can put layers on top of layers on top to cover up stuff. So she was able to remove those layers. She was even able to remove the layers. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't know, but she was even able to invert the video when they was dragging him out of his cell. And when they dragging him out, he already has a medical tube in his mouth. How did he get that medical tube in his mouth if y'all just opening up the cell? So that meant somebody had to be in that cell with him for him to have a medical tube. And the medical tube, what is a medical tube doing down his throat? They should only tube should be in him is oxygen. That goes in your nose, not down your throat.
So the first thing as a listener, if there was a movie about it, maybe they put the drug that they're saying that he overdosed
after they killed him. Because the drug was only in two places. Right here in his leg and right in his arm. Okay, now if he had been living when they put that drug in him, the heart would have pumped it through the rest of his body. Now I had to read all of this stuff to figure this stuff out. I ain't no medical nobody, and I'm not no lawyer. So, but I got books at home. I got medical books at home. I got Google. I got law books at home. I got litigation books at home. Well, I had to read all of this stuff myself to find out about the process of federal courts and that the heart had to. If the heart would have been pumping when that drug got into his body, it would have been through his whole body, not just in two places.
They just threw it in him.
They shot it. I could see it, almost see the mark, I believe, in his chest. The coroner did not even sew my son back up after he cut him open. If you see, the pictures are horrific. The pictures are horrific. Everybody said they don't see how I can look at the pictures every day. But I have to if I want to know what happened to my son. I would love for you to contact me so I can show you, because when I show you, you're going to want to do another interview, you're going to want to do another interview, you're going to want, because these pictures I have are horrific. I have 284 photos. 7 of them is from the coroner's office. 190 of them is from the crime scene. Why are they calling these crime scene photos if it wasn't a crime? Why did they have a homicide there if it wasn't a homicide? Why they would just call regular police. But so why did they have homicide investigators? Homicide investigators called me and told me they were sorry to inform me they found my son unresponsive. Why would homicide be there if it wasn't a crime?
So they could coach them on how to word it.
That's right. That's right.
Wow. This is directly, just directly affects me as a journalist, and it's the open door. As someone who interviewed Carice Castle, this is, I can reach out to Carice Castle and say,
ask her.
What's his last name?
Lovett.
Johnny Lovett.
Jelani Lovett.
Jelani Lovett. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm gonna have to
reach out to Carice. Reach out to Carice, because she knows me very well. You know, like I said, she has she has been looking for a pathologist for me to do the second autopsy, because she wants to bust their ass right open too.
Yeah.
You know, and just like she don't have no fear, I don't either.
So the $16,000.
That's the $16,000
to uncover.
That's to do the autopsy too. But I don't got $16,000. I don't even know anybody that has $16,000.
Someone will have to fundraise the $16,000
to get the autopsy done.
And this is just so that you can fight this in court by yourself.
No, this is what have nothing to do with the court. This after The autopsy is done, and we proved that that's a bullet hole in the back of Jalani's head. And I want you to come to my house. I want to show you, and you tell me if you think it's a bullet hole, which I'm not crazy. I know a bullet hole. It's a small caliber gun, a 22 or a 25. But if you shot execution style in the back of your head, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
And that's where he was shot, in the back of his head on the right side.
Sit down.
And when he died with his eyes wide open. What kills you with your eyes wide open? Shot.
I got that phony for you to go.
You don't. It sure wasn't no fentanyl. Fentanyl, you nod out.
Where you gotta go?
They didn't find any paraphernalia in his cell how he got the fentanyl, ingested the fentanyl. They didn't find no outfit. They didn't find no foil. They didn't find no card that he sniffed it. How did he ingest his fentanyl?
They just had it.
And it's a lot. It's a lot. It's so many avenues to my case. It's so many avenues. Like I got the lawyer that I'm going after because you were ineffective counsel, and you held my case for 15 months. Then you just dumped me in federal court when you know I don't know the federal rules or the federal laws. And the judge let him do it. So I'm going after the judge because I'm waiting right now to see if they're going to kick my case out or they're going to send it to trial because the other side put in for summary judgment. I'm hoping to God that they kick it out so I can go to the Ninth Circuit with the 3 judges so I can show them what the federal judges did because there's no way the federal judges should have let that attorney get off my case and we finna go to trial. He was on my case for 15 months and he don't just get to jump off and wheel like that. So the federal courts was wrong for doing that. The federal courts allowed the defense counsel to file motions when the deadline was over. They still allowed them to file motions that they shouldn't have did. So I want to be able to tell the Ninth Circuit Court what the federal courts is doing in LA. Because it's a one big circle. It's one big circle. And they all a part of it. They're all a part of it. I go to the Ninth Circuit up here in San Francisco. And I have all my evidence to show them. I got every document. I done printed out I have everything. I have so much paperwork on this case. I could bury you in paperwork in my house.
Man.
You know, so I want to give you my information because I want you to contact me.
I'll give you mine since my phone is rolling. I'll put my number in your phone and send me a text.
So because this is unbelievable what they do.
Yeah. I mean, that's why originally I became obsessed with the work of Carice Castle. Because I was like, man.
Because you don't believe that nobody get down like this.
Yeah. In California, in a black populated area. Here, I'll send you a text right now.
Okay. Well, I guess my phone might be dead, but I guess it'll come on there when I charge it up.
What is it?
My phone number is, my name is Terry Lover.
Hold on.